What's up, everybody? ArrgThePirate here, and today we're gonna play a little Bakasura in the jungle. Now, this is a special video because we're gonna talk about the build on him and kind of the different items, things like that. But before we get into all that, I'm actually not going to go over his build like I typically do. I'm just gonna go over his kit because, again, this is kind of a special case. Now, first up, we have Bakasura's passive. Attacks and movement speed temporarily increase for each enemy that he kills. Now, this includes minions and jungle minions, and you can see that little passive that he has. It stacks up to 3 times. It's great for scooting around the jungle. Next up, we have Takedown. Bakasura leaps to his ground target location, doing damage to all enemies in an area and reducing their physical protections. And that's big, guys, so not only is his jump, great as moving and attacking somebody and doing damage, but it lowers their protections. Bakasura's 2 is eat minions and guys, it's exactly that. You eat a minion, and you grab a minion and devour it. It heals you and you gain a protection buff. Large minion monsters must be at 33% health to be eaten, but will provide 2 minions towards regurgitate, which is your ultimate. So when you're trying to stack for your ultimate, you definitely want to try to pick up those big minions. And, hey, that's awesome, guys. You have a great self-sustain, a great heal, and, you can just pop into a wave, eat a minion, and haul butt. And it's also great for securing buffs. You can go in and eat a minion, and when you do, hey, you pick up a buff. That's great. Now, for his 3, we have Butcher Blades. Bakasura passively gains physical power. When active, he gains additional true damage on each strike for a duration. And the passive power you get is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 for each respective level. And then the true power is the same. You get 10, 25, 40, 55, and 70 last 6 seconds. This is really just a self buff for your basic attacks. And lastly, we have Regurgitate, which is his ultimate. Bakasura regurgitates all of the minions that he's consumed by using his 2 ability at a ground location. So you can aim this in, there's a big circle that you put on the ground, and boom, you can throw out up to 6 minions. And they slow and cripple enemy players. Bakasura's basic attack becomes a cone attack, and he is immune to crowd control for a short duration. Guys, this does a ton of damage. You can use these 6 minions to body block somebody and just tee off on them. Bakasura's very simple to play, and he does tons of damage, guys. So, if you haven't picked him up, I highly suggest picking him up. Bakasura was the first video I ever made of Smite. He's an absolute blast. Now, the reason I didn't go over Bakasura's items or his build is because I've built him very strange. And kind of the point that I was hoping to make with that is you don't have to build perfect to play well. And we do fairly decent in this game, so this really kind of shows you. And I build a couple of items that I would typically stay away from with Bakasura. And the first of them being the Crusher. The Crusher is an amazing item, but it's kind of terrible on Bakasura. It's just not an item for him. And if you didn't know, the Crusher has 30 physical power, 20% attack speed, 15 pin, and the passive is enemies hit by your damage abilities take 30 physical power or physical damage plus 15% of your physical power over 2 seconds. So with this item, they would take 34.5 damage over 2 seconds if that's the only item you had on. Now, that's great. That's actually a very decent item, but with Bakasura, you've only got 1 damaging ability, and that is your 1. Your ultimate is a basic attack, your 3 is basic attacks, your 2 doesn't damage anybody. So the only ability that takes advantage of this awesome passive on the Crusher is your 1. And so you're building a great item, but it's not great on this god. And for pretty much the exact same money, the exact same gold, you can pick up an item like the Executioner, which it has 30 power, 25 attack speed, so 5% more attack speed, and the passive on it is basic attacks against enemies reduce their physical protections by 12%, for 3 seconds. So this works absolutely great with Bakasura because you're doing a ton of basic damage, or you're attacking very, very quickly. This syncs up with his passive, it syncs up with how you want to build him, everything. It works very, very well, and you're reducing their physical protections by 36% after just 3 basic attacks. This is a much, much better item, and it will work very, very well with Bakasura. So really looking at the god that you are playing, reading their abilities, and seeing how their kit works can really determine what type of items you want to build. But just because, you know, hey, Bakasura does great with, you know, more basic attack items, that doesn't mean that you are not going to do well if you don't put on the correct items. It really doesn't, guys. And, you know, metas are a thing, but that doesn't mean that, hey, there isn't a new meta out there that hasn't been discovered yet. So you can go try new things, but I would definitely recommend looking into your god. Like, for example, we're playing Bakasura. Okay, he's a basic attack god. Maybe we shouldn't build into the Crusher. Or his passive makes him just absolutely zip around the jungle. Maybe we don't need Hasten Katana on him either. You know, looking at those couple of items, you can really change your build to make it better. And that's really kind of why I wanted to make this video. I built Bakasura in this video. I would not build him this way normally. But, you know, I definitely wanted to show off that, hey, you can build incorrectly, or, you know, quote, incorrectly, but still do well. And doing well is not as much about your build as it is about positioning and knowing when to go in, knowing when to leave, just teamwork, everything like that. Hey, I've said that several times whenever I used to play Paragon. If you want to be good, learn your god well. If you want to be better, build your god well. If you want to be great, play as a team and have really good teamwork. And if you want to be godlike, do all 3 of those. But if you do one, you're not going to be great. You have to do all 3. And I would honestly say building is probably the least important of the 3. Teamwork is much more important than having a great build. I would say playing correctly, you know, not getting out of position, not getting caught out, things like that. If you have the best build in the game, but you jump into a 4v1 fight, you're going to die. It doesn't matter. So knowing when and where to engage into fights and working as a team is much more important than your build. And that's what I'm trying and hopefully able to do with this video, is kind of show off that, hey, positioning and everything like that is much more important. And if you see here, we're currently 5-1-1, and you know, I'm very early into the build, and I'm gonna go for Hasten Katana for my second item, and then I'm gonna pick up Crusher, and we still have a very good match. So I really hope that shines through. And, you know, I really hope that kind of makes sense. But I would highly recommend, guys, if you are picking up a new god or want to learn a new god, look at their kit. Look to see, are they basic attack gods? Are they just crazy, you know, burst damage gods? Someone like Poseidon, where, you know, hey, you want his ultimate to hit like an absolute truck. You don't want to build basic attack items on him. You know, someone like Bakasura, you don't want to build ability items on him. You know, learning those type of things can really help improve your builds. Now, speaking of all of this, before we, I promise I'll get into the gameplay here in a second, guys. But before we get into all that, I will work on a kind of guide video that talks about certain items, things like that, and it can hopefully help y'all really learn the items a little bit better, so you're more comfortable when playing a new god and picking up those gods, and, you know, kind of see that. I will work on that and try to get that as soon as possible. Guys, I've been crazy busy, you know. If y'all didn't know, moving to Colorado in a few weeks, and it's been a crazy nightmare around my house the last couple of weeks, so bear with me, guys. But I will get that out as soon as possible. All right, enough about that. We've been talking a lot. Let's get into this gameplay. Now, I do make a rotation over to our duo lane. Our ADC went back to base, so, you know, I'm going to kind of help this lane out. Geb is an amazing god. He can't really handle a lane by himself, especially with someone like Bacchus and Scotty. You know, they could really do some work there. So let's go ahead, get that lane pushing, get that pressure off, let our ADC get back in the lane, and hopefully they can adjust that lane and get it, you know, just continue their farm. We really want them to farm up well. And while I'm doing that, let's go ahead and secure that red buff. Now, I do head back to the duo lane. I'm thinking, hey, maybe we can go for a gank, something like that. I see our whatever his name is. I see him going for Void, but I don't want to steal that Void experience because I did take that wave earlier. So I want him to get farmed. That's kind of why I did not go in on Void. I was hoping that they would pick up Void themselves, but is what it is. Now I head to mid lane. You know, we've got some presence there. You know, the enemy jungle was there. Let's just show up, kind of scare them off, and sure enough, you know, they run out. I'm going to head over to this side camp, and we're able to take it out. You know, and guys, right here, I was preaching map awareness earlier. You know, seeing that, hey, our Anir, he went down, our Geb goes down. You know, they invaded our jungle there, and I really wish our team would have been able to get out. You know, we should have been able to get out of that, but unfortunately, they went down. You know, they are struggling over there. We did make a rotation to this solo lane, and we were able to take them out. And since we're probably going to lose our duo lane tower, let's go ahead and take this solo lane tower. Sure enough, we're able to take it out. No problem at all. They're, I forget his name. They're the Shino, whatever. He was actually, so, his Ronin skin was actually the first skin I ever gave away. But, yeah, he shows up, but he once that tower falls, there's nothing he can do. I'm out of mana. I'm going to go ahead and top off with mana, and I'm going to finish off my Hasten Katana, and then I'm going to build into the Crusher. Now, if you see, I also have Heartseeker on, which I don't end up picking up Heartseeker because the build was getting a little too crazy. But yeah, Heartseeker is another item that is not very well, that just doesn't work very well with Bakasura. You know, it's all about that ability. So, and again, the only ability you really have is your one. Highly recommend going for your either more power items or items that boost your basic damage, such as the Executioner. But anyways, we're gonna head over to our duo lane. You know, we have no enemy. We don't know where any of the enemies are, so we gotta assume they're going in on the duo lane. Sure enough, they do. We're able to head in, snag a kill there, and then there's Scotty. There's Scotty's here. We should be able to take her out, but our Geb's going in on that. I'm gonna go in on this Bacchus. Bacchus didn't stand a chance, guys. We're able to flip that. We get 4 of them down there, guys. That's absolutely huge. That is an amazing play, and you know, just having that map awareness. You know, we look at the map. Everybody's missing, and we know they're not in the duo, or we know they're not in the solo lane, so they're probably going to be in the duo lane, taking Fire or Gold Fury, maybe taking Pyromancer or something like that. If you know those type of things, making those big decisions is very, very easy. Now, we decided to go in on Gold Fury after getting that awesome play right there. And, you know, we could have taken that T1, but I think going in on Gold Fury at this point is huge because this will really help out our farm. Unfortunately, our ADC, he didn't get rid of his aggro and didn't allow Geb to pick it up, and he ends up going down there. You know, no problem. I'm going to go ahead and drop red and then head back to base. Now, from here, I go ahead and finish off my Crusher, and then I'm building another mace. You know, that's where I decided, hey, I'm not going to pick up my Heartseeker. It'd just be a little bit overkill, and I think this should be enough to kind of prove my point, in a sense. We're able to absolutely just delete Scotty. You see that, guys? The damage. Oh, man. And you can really see I did not take advantage of Crusher at that point right there. Nothing I used made Crusher work. I blinked in, I didn't use my jump. I used my jump on Bacchus, but Crusher, the passive on Crusher didn't do anything there, guys. So really, I highly recommend picking up some other items. Executioner would have done just as well there. And after that awesome gank, we're able to take down that T1, and, big plays all around. Hopefully Geb and here can make some huge progress there. Maybe pick up Void, maybe pick up their damage camp. That'd be great. And from here, I'm going to continue to rotate. Let's see if we can pick something else up. Let's go ahead and keep stacking up those jungle minions. And now, again, guys, as Bakasura, you want to eat the big jungle minion, not the small ones. But, I'm terrible, and so, yeah. I'm really bad at remembering to stack my passive, or my ultimate up anyways. Even though I absolutely love Bakasura, I don't play with them just an extreme amount. So, it's just something I need to do. But, hey, we drop their yellow camp, and then I leave those other 2 minions so their yellow camp doesn't spawn back in because I'm mean like that. And we're going to go ahead and dive their Scylla here. Yeah, Scylla. We're going to go ahead and dive her. We have our ultimate ready. Unfortunately, we're not able to take her out, but it is enough to have us go in on this T1 in mid, and we're able to take down this T1. That's awesome. That is awesome. And, hey, let's back up. Let's reset. Let's catch our breath. All that good stuff. And, great plays all around. Now, from here, I end up backing, I backed up a little bit more just so I didn't get some poke. And, their buckets really wanted me, man. But we're able to back, throw on another item. We get Jotuns, which, I really like Jotuns. Jotuns is a great item. But again, I think there are some better items out there for Bakasura. I think I could have a much better build. But again, I'm going for that off build, kind of showing that, hey, you can still have a very successful match even though you have just kind of weird items. Now we go in and, that was just a bad time to go in, and their shield lady, she's able to hit me for a ton, and you can see my team gets deleted there, and then our ADC comes in way staggered, all by himself. He's got to get out. He needs to just leave. If he stays in, he's definitely going to go down, and sure enough, he stayed in. In that type of situation, guys, you have to get out. You have to. That tower's going to fall whether you live or die. So, just get out. Now, unfortunately, 4 of us go down there and we lose a T2 out of that. But, hey, it's no problem. We're having a successful game. No problem at all. Let's lick our wounds and continue pushing. We can make plays elsewhere. Just don't worry about it. It's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pick up Gold Fury. Luckily we do have some rotation, and sure enough, we're able to take it out, no problem. And then we start heading over to our solo lane. There's Scylla's, right there. Let's take Scylla out. That Geb blink. Oh, Geb with blink. We're able to delete their Scylla. And I went ahead and just ulted her. Let's take her out. Let's not risk her getting away. Sure enough, we were able to take her out, no problem. Unfortunately, our ADC goes down again here in mid, but, that's okay. I'm actually going to head over to our solo lane. You can see I was pinging like, hey, people are on their way over, be careful. And I'm going to just head in. I'm going to try my best to jump over this ledge, and you can see I was trying to blink. I was trying to blink, guys. I might have been able to save someone there if I did not mean to eat that guy. It's just bad. But we go in here. It's very staggered and very, very sloppy on my part. Let's just get out of this. I am being followed, so I go ahead and just blink away. Let's stay safe. What I wanted to do just didn't happen because I ate that minion. And, I have it where it's instant cast, and I just fat-fingered the wrong button, ate one, and then I couldn't blink. I don't want to talk about it. I'm done talking about it. Now, since I'm not talking about that anymore, we head back to the fountain, top off, and we're going to go in on the shield chick. We're able to almost take her out. She gets away with nothing. She gets away with absolutely nothing. If my jump would have been off cooldown, I might have chased. But hey, let's just dip out. She's not really going to be a threat at this point. but my team's kind of in an engagement over here. Geb is going in on this, so let's head over, see if we can make something happen. You know, my entire team is here, and they're running away. They're on the retreat. My team's here, but let's just go ahead and back off, reset lanes, but my team says, hey, let's stay in. So sure enough, we're going to stay in. Scylla's here. You know, oh, she made a bad choice. She missed her ultimate. Let's delete her, guys. And sure enough, we're able to do that. We get 3 of them. You know, we get 3 of them right here. Perfect time to pick up Fire Giant. That's exactly what we do. Now, once we pick up the Fire Giant, you know, let's go ahead and top off. Now, once you're backing, guys, keep an eye out on what's going on. If you see there, Shield Chick shows up. She deleted our Poseidon, and, you know, hey, we're able to juke her out, but Anhir, whatever his name is, he goes down. You know, that's unfortunate. We are able to take her out, which, you know, hey, that's great, but we lost our ADC with fire buff on, and, you know, that is unfortunate. 2 of the gods that got Fire Giant, you know, 2 of them died just right away. That is definitely unfortunate, but it's quite all right. We're still having a, you know, pretty successful match, and with Fire Giant, hopefully we can make a play happen. Now, once I pick up my yellow, we're just gonna kind of run around. Look at what we need to do. Where we drop our red. We're just keeping an eye on things. Now we end up getting a pretty big collapse here in mid, and their jungle pulled me right into the middle of them, and that works for me. And we're able to absolutely delete Scotty, and that's great. That's absolutely awesome. You see, we chunked them down pretty good as well, and I'm looking for a blink. You know, hey, can I engage on this? And I decide, hey, with them having a stun, I probably shouldn't do that. Let's buy our time. We can hang out. We can wait. Once an engagement happens, we'll be the first ones in there to start cranking out that damage. Now, I do leave that engagement, but I want to stay engaged, and you see, I kind of head around, and you know, that got them to come out of the tower a little bit. We're able to delete the Shield Chick, or whatever her name is. And you know, this is awesome. This is great for us. Unfortunately, we go down, but you know, hey, we're making some really good plays. That's 2 for 1 as of right now, and it's going to end up being 3 for 1. You know, that's great. That's absolutely great. We're keeping them on these staggered deaths. You know, their Scotty just spawned back in, and as soon as she did, 2 of them go down. That's incredible, and my team's doing great. They're keeping up this pressure. Hopefully they can take this T2 down, and, you know, we did lose our Phoenix, you know, and our Titan's gonna actually get some damage here, but hopefully my team can peel off and take care of that problem. Geb goes back, and, you know, my team's doing great. They're keeping the pressure up, but hopefully they get out of this situation. You know, right now, it's time to back up. Now, once I finally do spawn back in, you know, hey, the situation's fine. We got our Phoenix back. I'm going to go ahead and pick up yellow, and then you actually see here, they're just trying to dive this Phoenix, which, hey, that works for me. I'm going to take her out, and we actually don't even lose the Phoenix for it. You know, it's awesome. And you see, our team rotated over for that, too. So, that's great. If we can just take care of this flame wave, you know, get rid of these guys and get this lane pushing, we can kind of leave that for a little while, because that lane is going to be set, or, you know, we can actually set that lane now. You can't really set lanes when you don't have a Phoenix, but hey, we got our Phoenix back. As long as we can keep them from diving, we're going to be fine. Now, from here, we're going to pick up Pyromancer, just kind of look around, you know, get situated. Fire Giant's going to spawn in very, very shortly, so there's going to be a fight over it for sure. So we're just kind of waiting for that to happen. And you see here, we're stacking up, getting ready for, you know, the inevitable fight. Sure enough, it happens. Geb goes in. Let's follow up on that. I'm gonna focus their whatever her name is. And guys, I got deleted. Oh man! But with the amount of damage we were able to crank out with that ultimate, you know, I was a big distraction, you know, in true pirate fashion, guys. First one in, first one dead. But hey, you know, we were able to get quite a bit of damage there, you know, and that follow-up from my team is absolutely huge, and we're able to pick up 4 for 1. And at this point in the match, guys, that's absolutely huge. And, you know, even though our duo lane is being just shoved in. You know, we really need someone to actually start setting that lane. And, you know, I go ahead and say that, but we're able to make an absolute huge push. You know, we get our duo or our solo lane pushed. We get the mid lane pushed. You know, this is awesome. This is the flip in this match that we absolutely needed. And, you know, hey, that's huge. From here, I'm going to, again, head down. We pick up yellow. We're right now, you know, the next team fight might win this match. So, you know, let's just kind of get ready for a team fight. We go ahead and secure gold. We're allowing their team to kind of push back, you know, and them pushing is going to get one of them caught out, kind of like that right there. They're going to get caught out, and hopefully we can make something happen. Now, Bologna went in on that fight, and I was not ready for that. And unfortunately, we're not able to capitalize too much on that. But, hey, no problem. My entire team shows up, so we should be able to do something here. Geb gets another amazing blink in. We're able to take out Bacchus, which is huge. Taking Bacchus out, that's absolutely amazing at this point. I'm backing up. You know, let's just back up out of this situation. Let's go pick up Fire Giant. You know, that's the good play right here. With Bacchus going down, Fire Giant should be next. And, you know, unfortunately, my team, my Bologna, she stayed in on that fight, and she ends up going down. We should just stop. We should just quit Fire Giant. Since we lost Bologna, we need to quit Fire Giant. We just my team stayed in on that. You know, that was unfortunate. At that point, guys, you stop. You know, when Bologna, when she stayed out like that, that was GG. You know, we lost our opportunity to pick up the Fire Giant. Now, as unfortunate as that is, you know, that's just how it is. It's much better to stay safe. And even though right now it's a 3-for-3 fight, you know, we're very, very even, and we actually won that. You know, with the amount of damage that was on their jungler, I would say we kind of came out on top of that. We missed that awesome opportunity to pick up Fire Giant, and, you know, is what it is. Now, once we spawn back in, we're going to, you know, again, the next team fight ends the game. The next one-sided team fight, I should say, ends the game. I'm going to go ahead, throw some wards down, try to get some vision on them, and then we're stacking up in mid. You see Bologna heading in, and guys, this is the play. Bologna, she's going to end up using her ult here, and when she goes in, let's make it happen. I'm going to go ahead, go in with my ult, and I end up using that horrific, slowing the enemy team down. You know, I was a huge distraction for them. You know, I definitely frontline that, which, you know, as Bakasura, you probably shouldn't frontline. But that allowed my team to come in kind of unnoticed, because they were all going, hey, what's this crazy assassin doing right in the middle of our team? And my team's able to take out 3 of them. That's awesome. That is so awesome. And you can see, guys, I've got a terrible build. I've got a build it's just not it's not great. It's not the worst build, but it's definitely just not great for Bakasura. But we made it happen, guys, and we're going to end up being 13-5-13 with a bad build, and you could see just the team rotations that we had. You know, I'm not in comms with anybody. It's just all, you know, communication, looking at the map, paying attention to what's going on, and we're able to have just an absolute amazing match. And guys, this is what it's about. So really, you can build poorly and still do very well. Builds make you better, but no matter how good you are, or no matter how good of build you have, if you're making bad choices, you're still not going to do well. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this Bakasura gameplay. It's not really a guide, but I really hope y'all learned something, or just kind of got some insight on a few things. Well, if you did enjoy, show me some love, leave me a comment, think about subscribing, add me on Smite, guys. I'd love to play with y'all, and we also have our clan. But as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.